Hi guys, how's it going? It's Dragon Ball AG here with another Dokkan Battle video. Hope you're all doing well. With the 5-year anniversary here and the Blue Fusion is about to drop tomorrow, I wanted to do a quick video to see whether it's actually worth summoning on this 55 special summon for 200 stones. So, if you think about the banner itself, you get 55 units with one guaranteed LR at the very end. So in terms of actual value, you're getting an extra 15 units with multiple chances of getting extra LRs as well, which does seem really good value for 200 stones. But you don't actually get the latest LRs. So let's have a discussion about which LRs are actually in the banner and see if they're actually worth spending your stones on it here. So we go over to the Baba shop. You can actually see the LRs by just looking at what coins are in the system. So these are all the LR units that are potentially available on the 55 unit banner summon. So the first one is the very first LR they introduced is the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from back in the 2nd year anniversary. Let's look at his LR card here quickly. Yeah, he's a good unit himself. He still hits really hard due to his passive where he gets plus 20% on plus 22% on each 18% sorry, on each key sphere. So he really hits really hard. His problem is over time is that his defense is just not really up to much scratch nowadays in the game, which is a bit of a problem, but I still have him with one dupe in them at the minute. I still run him quite often on my Super Saiyan 2 team or in my intelligence team if I ever need to use an event with intelligence. He's still a really good hard hitting unit. It's definitely worth one. I think I also run him on the Kamehameha team because you can run him alongside the LR transforming Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because the base state of that card is Super Saiyan. It transforms into Super Saiyan 2, so they can be run alongside each other. So still a very optimal unit in terms of hitting hard, but just not really that great defensively. So let's have a look at the second unit. The second unit is the Maja and Vegeta. Yeah, he again similar to Gohan, he hits really hard here. He can also be used quite well in World Tournament because it's 18 key attacks all, but it's very difficult in the World Tournament to get the actual 18 key super attack. 12 key hits hard because again he has quite a big passive attack plus 150% when performing a super attack, which is, you know, on LR stats is quite a big massive boost, but again he has the same problem as the fact that he is defensively just not really that viable. And to be honest, the easy A for Maja and Vegeta that came out for part of the Goku Day celebration, it's just, I think is actually a superior unit because you get the same attack output if you get enough orbs, and you also get a massive defensive buff as well in him. So I prefer to run that Maja and Vegeta over this Maja and Vegeta now, so he's probably not worth it, in my opinion. Then we've got the LR Broly. He is not that great a unit, apart from the fact he's in World Tournament. He doesn't hit hard enough, I think, for most LRs or for the game against really harder events. Just really ideal for World Tournament, so I wouldn't be desperate summoning of that, as that's the only LR that you're actually needing from the banner. And the physical Super Saiyan Broly from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is a better unit as well because he's more sufficient with getting his key off. With this Broly, he sometimes can struggle to actually get his 12 key attack to do the attack all super attack animation for him. So then we've got the Rose, Super Saiyan Rose and Zamasu LR card art, and yeah, he is still a great unit. The only problem with him is because he gets both a great attack buff. I mean, I've got him with 2 dupes and I can hit for about 4 million when he's fully up attacking at full strength, because he gets his attack passes, he gets, up to 120% attack buffs on here. Covers HP, which is all really useful, and he also can stack his defense with his super attack. So it causes colossal damage and raises defense by 30% for 3 turns, so you can actually stack that defense as well. So really good unit. The only problem with him is it takes a little bit of a while getting 4 hits to get his maximum attack up, but in some of the events now where you can get hit multiple times by the enemies quite quickly, he's still really useful. So definitely think this unit is a unit that's aged pretty well because of the defense buffs. The only problem is he doesn't hit that hard right out the gates, but I definitely think he's still a top tier unit for Realm of Gods or for future, time travelers or future saga category. Now we've got the Trunks here. Yeah, the problem I don't like with this Trunks is he hits hard, he's got this high chance to crit, and he's past it to perform a critical hit, which is really nice. But my problem is he doesn't hit hard unless you can get his 18 key, and it's really rare to actually get his 18 key, or I struggle with the teams I use him on to get to the 18 key aspect of him. He also is still, like the other ALRs, he's quite defensively weak, so yeah, I'm not too impressed by that unit itself. Then we've got the ALR Kid Trunks and ALR Kid Goten. Yeah, they're a pretty good unit. I mean, they're not amazing, this unit itself. He can hit really hard and he's self-sufficient with his ki, although his ki has this weird passive where it's a bit random on how much ki he gets. So you don't always get his 18 ki super attack off all the time. Again, he also has the problem that he's a bit of a glass cannon in the sense that he doesn't really have much of a defense boost. So he is a good unit, but then at the same time he's not like the best unit in the world, best unit that you can get. The good addition to him recently is they put him on, which is a good little boost for the fusion team. Yeah, which is a nice little addition there. So we go back. Bojack, I never really used the Bojack. I have no idea if he's really that great in comparison. Let's have a look and see what he does. Yeah, so he gives a extreme intelligent type ki plus 4 HP attack and defense plus 100%, super intelligence type ki plus 2 plus 7%. Okay, so causes colossal damage, great level of defense, nothing special, blah blah blah. Additional defense boost plus 70%, less HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. Okay, so this is a guy who acts hard to begin with, and then as your health lowers, then you lose some of your attack buff and you gain more defense buff. So that's quite good in terms of like events where you've got less health and it becomes more of a tank. But I don't remember I would really like these double-edged sword units. They're not my favourite things to use in the world. I think Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is a bit like that. Imagine Vegeta, transforming one, he's the same kind of issues. A bit annoying, the inconsistency and how hard they actually end up hitting. But the defensive boost is a nice bonus, I guess. Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. No, Super Saiyan, he's not Angel actually. I always thought he was an Angel Goku, but obviously this is the art from movie 13. Yeah, he's still a pretty good unit. So the problem with his is his 12 ki attack, he just doesn't get an attack buff on his 12 ki. So it means he's not really that great. He gets a big defensive buff, and then he has the same kind of issue where he gets a massive attack buff when you get to 18 ki, but then you drop your defense. So you end up hitting hard, but you don't really get the defensive boost, which is quite difficult for harder events, I guess, like Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road when it comes to global and the Legendary Goku event. It means he's not really that viable when you get to the later stages of those events. Then we have the LR Beerus here. Yeah, I mean, this guy's quite good in terms of that he gets a massive attack buff, and he does have a little bit of a defense boost as well. His defensive boost is not like the best defensive because it's only plus 80%, but on LR starts it's quite good. The problem I'm struggling with him is genuinely struggle a bit for links, and I think the actual you can still run him because with the good thing about him is he's got Beerus and Whis in the title, so you can actually run him alongside the other Beerus units, like the new physical Beerus units. You can run alongside that as well, which is quite good. So you get some nice key links there because they have a lot of the same links, which is quite nice. Or against the Easy A Tech one, you can run them alongside that as well, which is a nice bonus. Yeah. This physical Bardock, I did like him when he first came out. I'm not sure he's aged that well in particular. I think he kind of just doesn't hit hard enough really for the harder difficult events, and he's got too much of a change in his passive, and you get defense plus 60% when facing 2 enemies or more, which doesn't really happen on a much more of the harder events. It's usually just 1 enemy that you face. So yeah, I don't kind of really like that. And he doesn't really get the biggest attack buff. You only get a maximum plus 100% there. So not the best unit of the LRs. Oh, we've got the cell unit, yeah. I mean, again, he's quite good because he attacks all. Yeah, so he's got the kind of attack all feature of him. 90% at the start of the turn, which is quite good. Then plus the additional key plus 1 and attack to per existing enemy. So again, he kind of gets more of attack boost when you're facing multiple enemies rather than just 1 enemy. So he's probably not the best unit, but the good thing is he does get the attack and the defensive boost stat of 90% regardless, which is quite a nice boost. But he's by far nowhere near as top tier LR standards anymore. Then we got this guy, absolute god of a unit. Honestly, still one of the best units in the game, and his passive is just absolutely ridiculous. Only problem is sometimes his defense isn't great right off the bat, depending on what happens and the attack structure of the enemy. So if the enemy attacks you first, you kind of don't really get much of a boost there. And you can get like a lot, like the second or third times he comes around, you can hit really hard, like for plus 5 million, because let's look at his attack stuff. So you get plus and 77% to begin with. You then get plus an additional 77% when performing an ultra super attack, which is fairly easy, and then you get plus an additional attack plus 77% when the target is in attack down status, which isn't too hard because I'm pretty sure you can there on your second attack you kind of lower the attack anyway from there. So if you do it either the 12 to 18 key or the 18 key to 24 key with this guy, you actually lower the attack and defense. So the second time you come around to attack down, you'll get an absolute massive boost. Not to mention, as a leader skill, he still gives the highest leader bonus at plus 177%. So I actually just think this unit's just still one of the best units that you can possibly get. Also has an absolutely amazing, oh you can't see it from here, but amazing super attack animation. For that classic scene of End of Dragon Ball Super against Jiren. Yeah. Okay, so this Trunks isn't too bad actually, because I didn't think he was that great to begin with, but actually when I used him on Super Battle Road, his ability to dodge is very, very good. And that high chance of evading an enemy's attack, exclusive attack, is just absolutely useful. Makes up for maybe his lack of defense. Of course, it only happens when you're facing like a Future Saga category enemy, which isn't the best, but yeah. You can actually get him like a massive boost if you put him in the Time Travelers category though. So, only really good on his own category, maybe not the best if you're trying to use him in a different category. Isn't made up full of Time Travelers. So, but I don't know why you would use him anyway if you weren't using a Time Travelers team, because he doesn't fit into many other types of teams. Ah yeah, the baby Vegeta. I just don't find myself using the art. He is a good unit, don't get me wrong, but I just really, apart from using him on my Extreme AGL team for the Battlefield mode every single month, I just never really run the artificial lifetime forms. So I think the problem is he doesn't fit in many categories, although he's a really top tier, and that's the problem here. So like, no one really uses giant form, you don't have a need to use that. Target Goku category, nobody runs it because no one really has Super Android 13 as a leader. I mean, these ones like Transformation Boost, better options to use in Transformation Boost. Inhuman Deeds, I mean, that's the new one for the, yeah, okay, that's the name for the Nappa and Vegeta card, so maybe it would be quite good on that team. But yeah, that's the problem. Of course, he does have a good transformation. His transformation mechanic is really quite nice as well, and his actual abilities are really, really good. So what does he actually get here? Got a high chance to turn into Grade 8 when HP is 40% or less, which is kind of a hard restriction to actually get when HP is 40% or less. It doesn't really happen too often, but I guess for bigger events where you're running the risk of low health, it's quite good boost. He gets key attack and defense plus 100%. and then he gets 50% when he faces a pure Saiyans category enemy, plus an additional 50 per ki plus 3 in attack plus 50% when there is a hybrid Saiyan. So he's really good against facing Saiyan enemies. I guess all hero events were mainly Saiyan based, so you probably do get a high chance of seeing plus 150%. So yeah, the GT Trio. Yeah, so this unit is a really good unit. I like the running the Dragon Ball Seekers team actually, but the problem is that you can't really fit him on any other team apart from the Dragon Ball Seekers team. Guess he'd be good for like a Hero Intelligence team for Battlefield, but you still can't get him. He's only on Dragon Ball Seekers or Joint Forces, so not very many categories, and that's why this Ella isn't that great. In terms of actual passive, it gets attack and defense plus 77%, and then you can get an extra 77% with an ultra super attack, so he can hit really hard. That's 154%. It's quite self-sufficient in the Dragon Ball Seekers category team because he's getting an extra ki plus 1, which is good, so make it easy to get that over. And you know, he's got quite a massive plus 170% leader skill to the Dragon Ball Seekers category, which is really quite nice because there isn't that many great cards in there. It's mainly free-to-play characters in the Dragon Ball Seekers category, and so it's nice that he gets a big buff for that. And he can also buff his defense by, you know, doing super attacks animations. So here we go, raises defense by 33% for 3 turns. So he is a really solid unit. The biggest problem with him is the lack of key links with this GT Trio. Yeah. Okay, then we'll get to the more of these. This guy, just, you know, absolutely quite a godly tier card. So you get attack and defense plus 90% when performing a super attack, plus an additional 50% tag if it's an ultra. So that's 140% buff there. Plus, he launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. So he's attacking twice, and then he also has a transformation ability as well. So he becomes Ella Broly. And then he just gets even more better attack and defense plus 100%, plus additional attacks of 88. I mean, 188% like that. Then he's got his active skill as well, which allows him to, you know, do something absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, his active skill is ki plus 24 and attack plus 48% from plus 1 turn. I mean, his stack and attack, he can do easily 5-6 million damage when he does his transformation and has his active skill. So he's really still a top tier unit. Definitely worth running him. So there we go. He's got the Android 17 and 18 plus Android 16 is your sort of switch mechanic when they introduced the exchange mechanic. So again, these really good units for the Android category to use. 1 and attack and defense plus 78%, medium chance of evading the enemy's attack, including like a super attack when HP is 66% or more. Androids category, allies ki plus 2 and attack plus 40%. Yeah, so this unit is really good, and actually it becomes an absolute beast in terms of hitting offensive once you get exchanging for Android 16. So you've got a high chance to perform a critical hit, which is an additional super attack when there is a Android Cell Saga category enemy. So you know you're attacking twice, and you're getting this massive plus 200% as well at the beginning. So you get a ki plus 6 and attack and defense plus 200. That's like absolutely insane on LR stats. So definitely this unit is definitely worth it. These androids really top tier. Then we get to the Frieza, full power Frieza. So again, I mean, I love that card art for this. This is just a classic scene of him charging on against Goku, but yeah, defense plus 8%, plus an additional ki plus 1, plus attack when HP is 90% or less. Okay, plus an additional ki plus 2 plus when HP is 70 less. I mean, he gets stronger and stronger as we actually go down, you know, as he gets weaker in terms of HP restriction. And that's the problem. You can't really get the optimal power of him until you've got less than 50% HP, which isn't that great. And I mean, if you get down to like less than 50% HP in some of the harder events, the next event next attack you might receive might actually wipe you out, so you might never get to see the benefit of this actual Frieza. Yeah, it's full power. So next unit we're going to talk about here is Kale and Caulifla. which arguably for quite a while since they were released until the Blue Fusions were thought of as the best unit in the actual game itself. To get attack and defense plus unlocks an additional key +1 up to +6 and chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack and +6% up to 6% with each attack performed. So you get an extra 66% up to 6 when you attack. Attack plus 10% per universe. 6 join forces of pure Saiyans category. So the fact you only have 3, you've got multiple units of them, you can get a 10% each, I believe. So if you had a unit that was a pure Saiyans category and join forces and universal survival saga, you get like an absolutely insane massive buff on them. It's just like the amount of buffs in the passive just can get you to ridiculous. So if you like attack plus 66%, okay, and then we can get another including super attack, blah blah blah, and you get 6% up to 6% with each attack performed, so you get up to an extra 66% attack, and then you get an extra plus 10% per universe 6 join forces pure Saiyans category. So let's say you add another, that's plus another 60, and before you know it you're doing 186% attack damage, maybe even more. And you can watch an additional super attack when there's a universal survivor pure Saiyans category enemy. I mean, it's just the same. You've got a chance of doing a guaranteed additional depending on your opponent. You've got a massive boost if you put them on like the pure Saiyans category or the universe 6 category or join forces category. You get an insane attack defense boost, and they're just going to get stronger after every single time they attack anyway. It's just absolutely insane how hard these can hit. And you still got you don't get really much of a defensive boost, but you do have this odd chance to avoid. And then we've got here the LR God, Super Saiyan God Goku, which is the most recent, well, the latest RIR to release on this actual banner. So it's not the latest LR that we've got, we've had quite a few more since then. Which does take away from the value of this banner, is the fact that the latest ones aren't actually on it. So you get pure Saiyan, okay. So you got a high chance of evading enemies, including super attack, and performing a critical hit for 7 turns from the start of the turn. Okay, so for the first 7 turns, he's pretty sure this unit is really quite godly. And then attack plus 77%, key plus 1 up to plus 5, and key plus 11 up to 55% per pure Saiyans or hybrids and carry ally. So he's not getting the biggest attack buffs. And then you get a high chance of evading the enemy's attack. He's not absolutely an amazing unit, but then you also get this great abilities in attack and defense for 3 turns when you hit for 18 key. So you do get an attack and defense buff, but his actual passive isn't that amazing, and then you only get 7 turns to begin with to do the high chances of dodging. So he's not like, he's not as good as Kayla Khalifa, or I don't think he's as good as the LR androids, or he's good as the LR Super Saiyan Broly, but it's still a really good unit. So if we were to kind of rank all the units out of 20 that are actually top tier that you want, so on this 5 to 7 units on this actual banner that you really want, that being the Kayla Khalifa, the androids, the Tech Broly itself, the Goku and Frieza unit here, and this Rose Goku in black and that. So of the possible 20 LRs, you're talking about 25% you want of it. So if you're free to play players, then in my opinion it's not actually worth using your 200 stones on this banner unless you actually have 200 stones left over after you get Gogeta Blue or Vegeta Blue. That's what I would say to them. If you're paid to play, then it's probably is worth it for your 200 stones just because how good those 5 units that are worth summoning for actually are in terms of the overall quality of units, and the fact that if it's pay to play, you're getting really a discount. You're getting an extra 15 units off your 200 stones and a guaranteed LR. If you spent 200 stones on any other banner, you're not guaranteed to get an LR whatsoever, so it's still really good value for money if you're a pay to play player. So my summary would be, if you're a pay to play player, do the summon. If you're a free to play player, wait until you see how you get on with your Gogeta Blue and Vegeta Blue summons. If you have an extra 200 stones left over, I think you'd rather spend it on this banner than you would spend it on the next banner, on the dual LR summon banner, the dual L legendary summon banner with Broly and the Broly trio and Super Saiyan Rosy Goku Black. because the chances of actually getting an LR of those in 200 stones is very, very low. You have to be quite lucky to get either one of those LRs on that banner, just because they've got such low rates. So my recommendation would be, if you do have 200 stone spare after you've done your Gajira Blue and Gajira Blue summons, summon on this banner over that banner in the first instance. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at DragonBallAG. Look forward to hope you all have a good summons for the 5-year anniversary. Speak to you later. Have a great day. Bye.